All right. How you doing tonight? Looks like a good bunch in here. I was kind of watching the comments over here while I was setting up the studio. Looks like we got a good bunch. Appreciate every one of you being here. You can tell by the title here that we're just open to questions. I'm going to touch on a couple of topics, a couple of things I thought was just ridiculous that happened this week. But if you got any questions, any kind of questions concerning prepping, security, whatever, just throw it out there. Put your questions in all caps. Let me post that up there. There we go. Put your questions in all caps, please, so my producer can catch them.
That's me.
Yeah, it's her over there. All right, but let's see who we got with us tonight. Glenn Anderson was first. Thank you, sir, very much. Looks like he's got a question right off the bat. USA tariffs on China and medicine cost and supply issues. Yes, there probably will be some tariffs on medication because the purpose for the tariffs is to make those industries move back to the United States. It's not really to punish China or to raise prices, but it's to make them move back to the United States, make their drugs here, and that's what it should be. I mean, we know it should be.
I still can't believe we have to rely on them for antibiotics.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Come on down. Texas Raider, my man, STP is with us. Thank you very much. All right. Who else we got down here? Come on. There's Jeffrey. Jeffrey, all right. I gave you a wrench already. So if you type something, you should see a wrench there. I've already taken care of that. I saw you come in early, so I took care of it for you. Debbie Jones is with us. Good to see you yesterday, even though it was brief. And you paid more attention to Tucker than you did me or Pam.
I don't think she remembers seeing us, actually.
Yeah.
No.
She remembers Tucker, but she don't.
Tucker's the king.
Yeah. There you go, Jeffrey. There's your wrench. Yeah. He's still in Miami. Good. Nice weather down there. Buzz Runner's with us. David T. Come on down. Come on down. Lynn Stalker. And here we go. Rebecca's back. Thank you for being with us, Rebecca. I appreciate it. Hope everything's going well in the great state of Arkansas. Radio Doctor's with us. Craig, thank you very much for being here, sir. Michelle J. from Tennessee. Rural 2. I see. Man, I'm going to tell you what. I actually went and checked YouTube about 6 o'clock to see if you were going to be on last night. And I didn't receive a notification. So, man, I just didn't come back. I didn't think you were there. But I'm sorry I missed your live stream. I'm sure you had fun. I watched it this morning when I had coffee. It was a great back and forth with you and your people. I just wished I'd have been there. Who we got here? The Iowa crowd. All right. Hello, Wanda Landry. Yeah. Come on down. I'm sure we got somebody else here. We got a few in the house. And like I said, post those questions in caps. There's Carrie from Washington. Thank you so much. How's those radios working out? Are you practicing with those radios? You might get into that and really like it. You never know. A lot of people do. Bill's back with us. Thank you so much. Short-lived saint. The man himself right there. Yeah, Rose is back. Thank you, Rose, for being here. Hill Bill. All right. The Terra and the West right there. That man right there. Then Montana. I don't know how he does it. It's beautiful up there. I've been there in the spring. I actually did some trout fishing up there in the spring a long time ago. But there ain't no way I'm going to be up there in the winter. No way. What we got Bill doing here? Praying for the families of those that died in the crash. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Let's pray for them. Let's pray for their families. We know they're going through a hard time. So, maybe just ask them, big guy to help them out. That would be great. So, and Rebecca's asking you guys to remember to give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it if you would. And if you're new here, just watching and you're not in the conversation, subscribe. I'm sure you'll have fun if you come over here. But speaking of the crash in D.C., right after it happened, I mean, right after it was reported, Pam and I were having dinner, and I said, wonder how long it'll take them to blame this on Donald Trump. Well, guess what? CNN reporter posted on X that it was Donald Trump's fault. No kidding. He had to retract it soon after. I'm pretty sure they told him, well, if you like your job, you might want to take this down. So that it took, I think, the difference between I asked that question and when I saw the post on X. I do have an X account if you want to go over there, guys, the Orlando Prepper on X. But I saw that it was probably an hour and a half between when I said it and when I saw that post. And then this morning I saw that on Breitbart that he had actually done that. That's crazy. But another thing that I thought was very interesting this week, on Monday, House Democrats were complaining that the price of food hadn't gone down under the Trump administration. The man has been in office for 7 days when they were standing on the House floor complaining about food prices. It took them 4 years to make this mess, to drive these food prices up, and now they're complaining because he didn't fix it in 7 days. This is the mentality of these people. It's like dealing with children, but if you've been watching those hearings like I have, a couple of them I paid really particular attention to. We're going to get into that in just a few minutes. It's like dealing with children. They're crazy. But hey, we know who we're dealing with, so we got to deal with it. Another little interesting tidbit I found out was Meta is paying Donald Trump $25 million for suspending his accounts on Facebook. So now we have a legal precedent. So if you were suspended by Facebook, you can now file a lawsuit against them, and your attorney has case law to drop back on and maybe pick you up a few bucks. Because
is that like when you were in Facebook jail?
Well, no, they just totally annihilated his account.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you were in jail a lot, so you might have a lot of money.
Yeah. And I'm surprised.
You've been in jail for a long time.
Yeah, I'm surprised I hadn't been in a while. Some of the stuff I've been posting, they've obviously let up on a lot of.
It got to be a joke you were in there somewhere.
A lot of their restrictions. Yeah, I mean, it was happening every week.
Yeah, I'd have to go on and say, yep, he's in jail again.
Yeah, they were popping me for 2 days here or 3 days there or a week here.
See, I was too nice. I've never been in jail.
But what we got right here, Craig saying, if he did fix it in 7 days, it would be.
Yeah, they credit
Biden. Yeah, they'd say, oh, well, look, his policies finally kicked in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what they would do exactly. But that's ridiculous. And here's another. This was absolutely comical. I could not believe this happened, but it was amazing, and I loved it. Last Saturday, Pritzker got on CNN and was talking about how he and the law enforcement in Illinois are not going to support ICE with deporting illegal aliens from their state. And, he was sitting there all just big Mr. Macho. Oh, it ain't going to happen in my state. We ain't going to stand for that. We're not going to support that. Well, guess what happened on Sunday morning? Bing. Tom Homan showed up in Chicago with the support of state and local authorities. And in Chicago alone on Sunday, they rounded up 536 people. Where was Pritzker? Where was he? He was going to stop this. Where was he? That's what I want to know. Have you gotten your cute winter boots yet? Actually, I have a new pair of boots that I've only put on a couple of times because I hate breaking in new boots. But I know I got to do it, so I got to get it done. But I couldn't believe that. I guess it was kind of a dare, and they took him up on it. They called his bluff, and Pritzker was nowhere to be found. So just another Democrat with a paper ass. People like that's what we used to call them on the police department. People that talk big and then they couldn't back it up. We call them man with a paper ass. Well, that's what he is. And hopefully he won't be able to rig that next election where he can win. So we'll see what happens with that. I know the people in Chicago were glad. I saw an interview with Tom Holman did on Tuesday. He said while his people were there rounding up illegal aliens, there were citizens in the streets cheering them, clapping for them, because they were taking them out of there. So I know the people in Chicago are sick of that crap. And you've seen it many times on the news. If you watch the news, Chicago citizens screaming at the mayor. But we'll see how that shakes out in the end. It was good news to see that Trump's going to use Gitmo to house 30,000 illegal immigrants. I thought that was great. But we'll see how that works out. The good thing is they're out of the country.
And they're screaming like it's never been done before.
Yeah, it has happened before. They've used that facility before for housing illegal immigrants. And of course, it also houses terrorists and the worst criminals in the world against the United States. But that's a separate part of the base. I have a friend that was actually assigned there for a while. And, he was talking about how it's separated, but it's still like a jail where they're going to put these people. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out. What we got going here? Always got to fact check. Never went in Facebook jail. And I post
A lot of
controversial content. Yeah. Well, it just ain't controversial enough. That's all. You got to
step it up.
Yeah, you got to step up your game a little bit. If they ain't putting you in jail for something you said, then you didn't say it right. It's that simple. Patriot Ordinance is with us. All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Michelle said Obama did that for the illegals in Vietnam.
That's right. Obama put illegals down there. And I think that's the only reason why the Democrats are really not harping on this, because that's what the big O did. He sent them down there, and it actually worked out great. But Trump is going to send the ones down there that their countries won't take them back. Now, we all saw what happened with the Colombia president on Sunday. Was it Colombia? The president said the jets couldn't land there.
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was 20 minutes. He changed his mind in 20 minutes. He changed his mind.
Yeah.
And he even offered to send his private jet to the United States to pick up Colombian detainees. But yeah, it took about 20 minutes to get him straight. I think that was done on purpose. I think that President Trump had to make an example out of somebody. And when he did it right. Because he told them they're going to slap a 25% tariff on everything coming out of there for 7 days. And then in 7 days, it would be 50%. Plus, he said that any Colombian citizen in the United States on a visa had 48 hours to get out, or they would be considered illegal themselves. So it took, like I said, about 20 minutes for that to get straight. And he was going to kick out the diplomats, their families. Everybody with a Colombian visa was going to be considered illegal in 48 hours if they didn't get that straight. So
you answered about the cute winter boots, but read what Bill said.
What did Bill say? What we got going here? Cute winter boots is code for arming yourself with a pew pew. Okay, I never heard that one.
Me either.
So you taught me something right there. I appreciate it, buddy. But hey, that's not unusual. I do that too. I never leave home without it. It's that simple. Follow beloved Asheville. Yep, community is unbelievable. Okay, yeah, there we go. Go over and check that out, folks. Check it out. I know Asheville is still a mess over there. We saw that when President Trump went in there, and when J.D. Vance went in there. So, might go over there and check that out, see if you can help them folks out. It would be great if we could. I know a lot of money was freed up by the federal government. When did Trump go over there? On Tuesday, was it? Tuesday or Wednesday?
I can't remember if it's Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
But he went to both there and to LA.
Yeah, he went to there and California, of course. But for North Carolina, instantly he freed up $2 billion that was supposed to go for illegal immigration to house illegal immigrants. He channeled it right over to North Carolina. And he put an administrator in charge of it. So he didn't let FEMA handle it just yet. FEMA hadn't been taken care of yet, but we're going to get into that here in just a minute. But what else we got going here? Here we go. All right, let's get into the hearings. I watched the Kash Patel hearing today, pretty much from start to finish. Mm-hmm. Loved every bit of it. I mean, he straight up called Adam Schiff a liar to his face. And every time they tried to corner him, it didn't work. You know, it's like trying to make a soup sandwich. It just didn't stick. It just, no, it wouldn't work. But I think he will be confirmed. I don't think there'll be a problem with that. But at the same time, of course, they had the Tulsi Gabbard thing going on. And, you know, I was kind of flipping back and forth and watching both of those. But, you know, I support Kash 1,000%, being former police officer. I know the guy's history. When they talked about putting him in this position, I looked up what he's done in his life, where he's been. The man deserves it. He absolutely does. But Tulsi, don't give a damn. I don't want her there. I really don't. And right here is why. Go over and check out her website and see what it looks like now. I found one place on the internet that still posted what she said back in 2018 about gun control. She supports gun control. She supports banning what she called assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. And she supports calling closing the Phantom gun show loophole. She's never said that she's backed off of any of this. Don't think she ever will, but it appears to me that she's the kind of person that will say pretty much anything to try to get a position. But we know where she stands. It was on her website forever. But I was going to go there and copy and paste that from her website, but now it's just a place where you can go buy her books. Or you can contact her, you know, send her an email or book her for a speech or whatever. It no longer has any of her political leanings on there at all, which I'm sure was done on purpose. She's trying to clean up her image, especially since she jumped parties. You know, she went from Democrat to independent. And now I guess she's pretty much a Republican. The Republicans are all on board with her, but, you know, that's why I'm not a Republican. I'm a libertarian. I don't think she needs to be where she is. I think she's a liar. I think she'll do whatever she has to do, like I said, to get that position she wants. And this is probably still her, you know, the way she thinks. She got a 0% rating from the NRA when she ran for president. Was that in 2020? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From Hawaii NRA.
Yeah. And then she got a 100% rating from the Brady Group, which is a gun control group. And that tells you pretty much all you need to know about her, as far as I'm concerned. Now, you might love her. You know, if you do, that's great, you know, but you need to do your research. Because if you're conservative minded, this is not a person that you should really latch on to and support. I don't think. Now, like I'm saying, this is just my opinion. You know, you might think she's the greatest politician, you know, since Harry Truman, but not me. No, I don't. I hope they don't confirm her. And when they question her about meeting with a terrorist today, the terrorist leader in Syria, she wouldn't, all she would say is, you know, basically, yeah, she defended her meeting with him, and she never said it was a mistake or nothing like that. But hey, it's on her. It's that simple. But the one that I thought was beautiful was the RFK interview yesterday. I didn't get to watch it today because it was the same time. He was there a second day, but it was the same time as the Kash Patel hearing, and I wanted to watch that one. But right off the bat, boom, these two, Wyman or whatever his name is, and Pocahontas there, they were on him like white on rice. They tried every way in the world to get him to say that he would not sue big pharma companies, not only while he's in charge of Health and Human Services, but for 4 years after that. This is an attorney they're talking to. You think you're going to keep an attorney from suing somebody? Ain't
Not
going to
gonna
happen.
happen.
Ain't going to happen. It's that simple. But there was, you know, Pocahontas she made it clear as a bell that she didn't want him to do anything to Big Pharma.
She gets paid so much.
About to get into that. Wonder why.
Self-preservation.
There's a list of the Democratic senators on that in that hearing, and how much Big Pharma has given them over the years. Right there. That's why I didn't want them messing with Big Pharma. But, you know, Pocahontas made it so clear. It was crazy. She should have just said, I'm here representing the big pharmaceutical companies, and I want to make sure you're not going to sue us in the next 8 years. But she didn't, you know, she tried to disguise it. But if you saw it, you knew what she was doing. It was just terrible. It was a damn joke. But he handled it great. I think he'll get confirmed. I'm almost positive Cash will get confirmed. But Gabbert, she's so wishy-washy, and her history is so bad. I don't know if she's going to be able to get through there or not. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't care if she does or not. I mean, a person that Joe Biden had in charge of, you know, that department was just a lawyer that had no intelligence experience at all. Shoot, I didn't look her name up. I should have. But the only thing she'd done in her life has been a lawyer that handled a few cases, and she ran a coffee house. And he put her in charge of national intelligence. But, I mean, it's going to be hard to be worse than that, but it's possible. We'll see what happens with that. Politics leaves many ticks, all blood-sucking parasites. Any questions? Nope. That just pretty much that answered it. Right there. There's no question. That's an answer. J1W's back. Thank you for dropping in. But, you know, that's the observations I made out of Washington this week. Which, you know, I look at the ludicrous stuff like this because the political stuff that they're handling under the table, the things that we never see, that are pretty much agreed upon before it ever happens. You know, all we can comment on are the things that we see that are so ridiculous, like Adam Schiff today. You know, that guy, I mean, they had a Republican senator, no, an independent senator on the news after the Patel hearing. And this guy just basically warned Adam Schiff, you know, he needs to change his tune or he's going to wind up all by himself with nobody supporting. You know, he said, well, this isn't the House of Representatives anymore. This is the Senate. So it's like, okay, boy, now you're in the big leagues. You need to straighten your ass up. So hopefully he'll heed the warning. But you guys didn't see me this week because we've been doing a lot around the house here. Oh, we had a lot of work to do. Finally got it done. Wanted to get it done while the weather was nice.
You're falling possums.
Oh yeah.
You got to tell them what
The
happened.
fallen possums. Yeah, that was hilarious. On Tuesday, she's outside working in the yard, and I'm on the back porch here, you know, looking at some news stories on the internet, and I hear this boom, this big boom. And look out, and she's standing up looking at the roof. And I walked out and she said, a possum just fell out of the tree on the roof. So I go out and I look up and there's an old big possum. He's a big one.
Looking over the edge at us.
Yeah, he was looking over the gutter down at us like, what do I do now?
He couldn't figure out how to get off the roof.
He was stuck. There was no way for him to get down. So I finally had to rig up something with my ladder where he could go from our roof over to my shed and then go from the shed over to the fence line and get out of there. And he figured it out. But that poor little possum. He wasn't even full grown yet. He was just a little one. But then yesterday, same thing. I'm sitting out back and I'm watching the RFK hearing, and I hear a boom. And I walk out the door, I open the door, and Tucker runs out, and Pam comes out. She said, a possum just fell off the roof.
He hit the roof and then popped onto the sidewalk. Again, 2 days
That
in a
poor
row.
little guy, it was a different possum, too. He hit the roof, bounced off, and then fell down to the ground.
They got to have a meeting to move. They have to. Oh my God. It was so funny.
And then Tucker ran out there to get him.
It was crazy.
It was just crazy.
He's smart, though. He got under the fence. Ah,
But thankfully, we got a hole under the fence back in the back corner back there. I guess they're familiar with it because both of them ran right to that hole and got out of here.
we were looking for 3 for 3 today, but they didn't come back.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd hit the trifecta today. I wanted to see if we got another one. Yeah,
Bill's not taking anything to do with it.
Yeah, he got nothing to do with it. Yeah, right.
No, Short, I didn't shoot it.
No, she didn't shoot it. She
we
was
felt
in-
bad for him.
Yeah, I felt sorry for
They were
him.
so
Bless her heart.
sad.
Poor little possum ain't gonna hurt nothing. Possums are, they're very docile animals.
Kathy, that's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. But when Tucker, thank goodness, he just kind of had a standoff. I was expecting that possum to just faint, but it didn't. It just kept moving. But he didn't attack it. That surprised
I'm
me.
shocked
He
he
didn't
didn't go
attack
after
that
it, yeah.
possum. But yeah, impossible. Yeah, I was expecting another one today, but we didn't get it. So, but hopefully that won't happen again. The one that was on the roof and couldn't get down, bless his heart. I thought about going up to get him and just try to bring him down, but you never know how they're going to react
It
to
took
you.
him a half an hour to figure it out.
But, like I said, I just extended my ladder from the roof over to my shed, and he just kind of walked down there and took off. But,
Yeah, they got big teeth, Buzz.
oh, they got big ugly teeth and big claws, but they're not going to hurt you unless they absolutely have to, believe me. So,
All is well so far.
yeah, we're good right now. It hadn't happened, so
They didn't land on their head.
thank goodness. Yeah. But, can you imagine? They were probably asleep and fell out of the tree. Can you imagine being asleep and just roll over and fall off and boom? Bless their hearts, little fellas. But thank goodness that ended well. But keep your eyes on what's going on in Washington, guys. The man is stirring up a mess for sure. So you need to be aware of that. Everybody right now is kind of laid back and taking a break on their preps, and that's cool. I had done it too until, like I said, this week, we had stuff we had to get done, so we got it done. But keep your eyes on it. Keep prepping. Don't let up. If there's anything that you need to improve, do it now. Don't wait. Because you never know when everything might turn upside down. It's that simple. We are working on trying to find somewhere for us to get together. We checked yesterday with a couple of locations, and the prices were just crazy to rent a room. And these are public libraries.
Yeah, public library. What was it? $150 an hour.
$150 an hour.
Yeah, $750 if we want to stay all day. I'm like,
Yeah,
come on.
for a room in a public library, which is funded by tax dollars. Eggs. Somebody mentioned eggs here.
Yep, we got them. We got them in the backyard, Buzz.
Thank goodness we got some egg makers back there, but the price of eggs is getting crazy. Last estimate I heard, and last year in 2024, the federal government killed off over 2 million laying hens. And that's what's caused the price increase on eggs. I just think when they go into a coop and they find a bird or two with this, with the bird flu, why don't they just isolate them? Like they wanted us to do when they thought we had a flu,
Give them a chance to see if it's
Isolate
spread.
them.
Yeah, they just
See if it
kill
kills them. See if it spreads. If it don't, guess what? You didn't kill them. If it does, you didn't have to kill them. They died. But that's common sense, I guess. And we are talking about the government here.
Yeah.
But that's what's happened with the egg prices. Hopefully it'll get better. Glenn says Aldi's at $4.79
In Texas.
in Texas.
That's
That's not.
about the price here.
Yeah, that's not bad for some places. I've seen prices as high as $9, $10 a dozen for eggs. But there's our brother from across the sea. Thank you for coming back to visit us, brother. I appreciate it very much. But you know, like I said, just isolate the flock for a while. We'll see what happens after that. Baby eagles in South Florida died from the bird flu. I hadn't heard that one. Thank you for letting me know. We'll see what happens.
I'm surprised they haven't come into the communities and like made us get rid of chickens.
Yep. That surprises me. My wife just paid $8 for what's a crayon?
I don't know what that is.
Right. Carton for a carton. All right.
Well, yeah, I paid $7 something the
All
other
right,
day,
for
but
a carton,
I got range free because I did, yeah.
But I know here in Florida they did limit the supply, the purchase. You know, you could only buy a couple of dozen for a couple of weeks. I think it was
Yeah, I
over at
haven't seen that
Publix and
sign
a
for
couple other
weeks
stores.
now.
But that's been lifted, and now everything's back to normal. Eggs, I've been getting double yolkers. Oh man,
Nice. We haven't had one in a while. Those are
we
cool.
used to get one occasionally, but we hadn't gotten one in a while.
That's because she's not laying. That's our freeloader.
Yeah,
Our double
yeah.
yoker hadn't been laying.
But $9 a carton, that's not too bad. You know, you're talking a carton's got what, 48?
No, a dozen is a
Is
carton.
that a dozen? All right. Okay. Well, that ain't too cool then. But yeah, keep your eyes on what's happening, guys. The eggs are getting out of hand. If you've tried to buy any dehydrated eggs lately, it's crazy what that costs.
Make your own. They're easy.
Yeah, a number 10 can of dehydrated eggs is, I think, $90. That's crazy. But you can make your own, like she said. We got a video on the channel showing you how to do that.
Yeah, it's really simple.
Just go. Yeah, it is simple.
You get 3 dozen in a quart jar.
Yeah, just go over to the,
pretty simple.
you know, go to the channel here and search bar, just type dehydrated eggs. You'll see the video. It's very easy to do. Saves you a lot of money, and it works great. It does. But I've run over my 30 minutes. Thank you guys for affording me that much of your life. I appreciate it every week. But like I said, keep your eyes on what's happening. It's too quiet. It's just too quiet. I can't think it's this quiet. Especially after, you know, the 2020 election or the 2016 election for that matter. This one went down too easy. Maybe it's just, you know, the old cop in me. You know, when it got quiet, I was working that midnight shift and things got quiet, you know, where I was just sitting on the edge saying, okay, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And it always did. But right now, things are too quiet, guys. Got to be something going on that we're not seeing. But I could be wrong. So, with that, I'm going to say, keep prepping, y'all. Stay strong and pray for our country. We need it right now more than ever before. Every day, please do that. The Orlando Prepper is out.